I can't live this life.
Because it sounds like, there's this huge lie going on. I think what he meant was he can't live in the same house with her going around, and nobody, everybody's like, it's like nothing happened. I seriously think that's what he meant. Because after the first blow up that morning, he would not go near her. He wouldn't talk to her. He wouldn't do anything. Jose brought over a 2020 show about the Eisenbergs for her to watch. And
Why?
Because it's about a couple that had their child kidnapped, and their outward appearance to the public is pretty much what got him. No, the outward appearance, the public didn't have sympathy for him, and because they talked inside their house and they had tried to use a recording against him in court. That's what I think the whole time was trying to tell her to keep her mouth shut.
So you think Baez was using the video to coach Casey on how to act?
Yeah, he was. It's 2020. It's the Eisenberg case. He brought the first part over. It was the first night she was out. And when they were showing one part, she cried. Not cried, but she had a little teared up, and she was kind of doing this. And her dad's sitting like maybe where Dan is, and he's looking straight ahead. And Jim finally walked over and held her hand and stuff.
Jim held Casey's hand.
Yeah, but the dad, he wouldn't. He was fed up. I mean, he couldn't show sympathy. He didn't talk to her. He did.
Did you ever talk to George?
No, not a conversation. He just apologized. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time here. I don't usually cuss, and I said, it's don't worry about it. I'm not offended by anything you've done. So.
How about Lee? Did you ever have conversations with Lee?
Lee did not like me.
Why?
I don't know. Just there was. I don't know. I wouldn't say hi to him. I didn't kiss his ass, and he didn't. If he didn't talk to me, I wouldn't say hi. Sometimes he'd say hey. I'd say hey. He didn't like Casey talking to me all the time, I think, but we didn't have conversations.
Why didn't he like that? I mean, what? Tell me, what led you to believe all this?
We wouldn't talk, or he didn't even. He was kind of rude, but not obnoxious. He ignored me, and no one else in the family did. Even his girlfriend Mallory didn't. I mean, she was sweet to me. Lee just he probably didn't like what I was doing, or like the fact that maybe Casey would talk. I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't really let it bother me.
The first night you were in the house, what did you guys have for dinner?
Salmon patties and peas and applesauce.
Now, did anybody eat pizza that night?
Yeah, that's when so, not us though.
Who ordered it?
I don't know. Lee said, when someone knocked at the door and said, pizza's here, somebody ordered pizza, Lee said, I did. But I guess he didn't, so I don't know.
So initially he claimed to have ordered the pizza, but then later said he didn't?
I guess, I don't...
He said anything else about the pizza?
No.
Were you there when protesters were outside?
Mm-hmm.
Could you hear them inside?
Mm-hmm.
Could you hear what they were saying? Or
if you stood, because we would stand... Oh my God. One time when Cindy's out there, the first time she goes out and she's hammering her signs and there's everybody following her around, it's when the trailer was still there. We were actually in one of the bedrooms with the shades up, and we pushed the window up so we could hear.
Who were we?
Me and Casey.
So you'd actually listen to what was being said out there?
Yeah, we were trying. Well, we couldn't hear.
Because you wanted to hear, or because Casey wanted to hear?
No, I didn't. I followed her lead. I'm the guest.
So Casey wanted to hear what the protesters were saying?
She wanted to hear what her mom was saying to her, because there was a big argument, and then she let it go for a little while, and then this is how it stopped the one day, as Casey went around and hit the garage door. And that was a signal for her mom to get her ass back in the house.
Is that what made the alarm go off?
No, not that time. No, this is just, I can remember the video. She's pounding. It's the first time she has her little signs up, and she's pounding them in, and she's going all over here, and then the door opens, and the media starts going to the garage, and Cindy finally walked in.
What did Casey say about the protesters?
She just thought they were idiots. Basically, all stupid.
Was the protesters affecting George and Cindy?
I don't think so much when I was there. I don't think it had been. They had just started, actually, the Friday, the night that she got arrested was I think is when they started protesting. We hadn't seen much of protesters.
What about the night that she was arrested? What happened? What happened leading up to that arrest?
We were watching Nancy Grace on TV, and the protesters were out there and they were getting loud, so Cindy called 911 to have somebody come do security for the protesters. approximately 6 minutes later, we see the first cop car come up and roll past the motorhome, the green and white, and roll past the motorhome. We're going, oh, that was quick. They're here. We all thought it was because we called 911 for the protesters. And then when they start coming on the lawn and we're watching on TV as they're going to the door, it's like, oh, what's that?
Well, what was Casey doing when all this was happening? Was she on the phone?
Mm-hmm.
And who was she on the phone with?
I think she's on the phone to her brother, but I'm not positive. Because she was calling, I think it was Lee, because she was, it'll be on Cindy's phone records because it's the exact time when the cops were driving up. I think it was Lee because she was upset about the protesters and they always told Lee if, like, anything that happened with the cops, like Lee would say, Mom, get out of there. I don't want you out there. I don't want you talking to him. He was pissed that he let whoever it was come in and arrest her the Friday night. He's going, Leonard, you can't let him in the house. And I'm thinking, well,
who was saying that?
Lee.
You can't let him in the house.
Yeah, you don't need to let him in. And he's going, what am I supposed to do? I mean, she was saying, you get over here and take care of this stuff. It was Lee. So it was Lee on the phone.
You sure about that?
Yeah, at that time, she talked to Lee and she talked to Jose. Cindy did.
Okay.
Casey, no, I'm not positive, but I'm almost positive it was Lee because she's talking to him about how out of control it's getting with the protesters.
Did Casey have any reason to believe that she was being arrested that night?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And then when they came in, they wouldn't tell why she was being arrested. I thought they had murder charges. I thought she was going down, but they would not tell. They would not tell Cindy. And she's, what? Just tell me why. Tell me why. No, well, where's your warrant? It's at the office. Well, you can't take it. Yes, I can. Cindy, I'm not going to argue with you. And Cindy goes, well, pull in the garage. No, we're not going to do that shit. And out the front door they went. It was.
What happened after Casey left? After she was arrested, what happened in the house?
Cindy and I were the only ones there. That's when the conversation came up about, what do you think she did? Do you think she could have lost her at the mall? And then. I get a call from Leonard, get your stuff, you're getting out of there. So I told Cindy, I said, I just talked to Leonard. I said, Casey's not going to go to court until 11:30 tomorrow. I'll let you have your house by yourself. I'm going to go wash my clothes because I'm taking my suitcase with me. She goes, you can use the washer and dryer here. I said, no, that's okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
Now, Jim had left by then, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did anything change after Jim had left? I mean, was there more tension in the house, less tension, about the same?
It was about the same. There was a little bit less because George just started ignoring her. But things did change. Okay, I guess it's after the air samples came out. The next day she goes to the attorneys. I'm in the lobby, and Jose's taken Cindy and Lee out the back door to talk to us. And it's because I'm in there out the back door, or they go somewhere else, and the stereo's blasting. So it was really, really secretive. And I know he told her to change the way she acted because that's the next day is when Rob and I are taking her back to the attorneys. Oh, the family changed. It just took the wind out of their sails. I guess some other lady that supposedly saw her at the airport came into Jose's office and talked to him, and they proved that it probably wasn't Kaylee, and that was a big piece of hope because the wind went out of their sails after that.
Who proved that?
I guess Jose did. I don't know that.
Jose did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, showed that that's. Because he said she's real, he even told us, what was her name, was Wanda, I think.